Hello everyone and welcome to another video. So in today's video I will be talking about the worst $1,500 I've spent in my entire life and why you should not buy Dell products, or at least not their computers. I mean, maybe their accessories are good. I have one of their cables, it's good, but their main product, which are computers, forget about it. So this is the innards of an Inspiron 157590 2-in-1. You might be asking, what the hell is the problem with this? So, this thing has been a massive ride of problems. So, when I originally bought it, it worked pretty well. The processor, even though it's a nominal 15 watt one, was configured, I believe, at 26 watts continuous with the BIOS version that came with it. That's 1 watt above what Intel recommends for the maximum continuous TDP. And that worked really well. And the cooling fan cooled really well, and it did get loud. So then some weird BIOS update came, and the fan curve got really bad, so it would let the processor get really hot without cooling it properly, and also they lowered the continuous TDP to the nominal 15 watts, which of course hurt performance quite a bit, but oh well, not too big of a problem. Well, fast forward a little later, and I noticed that when playing games, it would rev up the GPU, which had coincidentally been slightly overclocked by a BIOS update, or maybe not, I'm not sure. Think it might have been, but whatever, that doesn't matter. So, in any case, it would downclock the processor to 400 megahertz, and the games would run like crap. And I couldn't figure out for a long time what that was about. So I kind of tolerated it. Didn't play much in the way of games. Oh well. Then the fan went out. Now, this was back when this thing was only a year old at the time, and I didn't have the energy nor time to mess with carefully disassembling this to change the fan myself, so I took it to a local guy who sadly shut his business down a while back. But anyways, he changed the fan and the thermal paste, all for a grand total of $93, which was quite expensive for that job, but he charged a crap ton for labor, because supposedly the battery was hard to take out here, which is absolute BS. Notice there's no battery, that's long gone. So, he basically gave me this little tiny piece of plastic that had gone into the original fan and fried it. So yeah. Now, he said there were all clips here and no screws, which is obvious BS, so where did the part come from if it wasn't from a clip like he said? Well, look at this crap. The hinge mechanism is sort of broken off the palm rest, so the plastic that's holding the metal screw hole broke. Nice. Absolute junk. So, yeah. Then I ended up sort of fixing the performance problem by playing with power settings using throttle stop, which, in retrospect, could have potentially made the problem a little worse, because the way I did it was I unlocked the power limits and undervolted the processor, and with this particular chip, that means extra current draw. Although, not that it was all that much lower on stock settings when it short-term turbo boosts. past the stock power limit, but I noticed some freezing problems. So at first I thought it was the power delivery for the longest time. Then I thought it was maybe bad BGA on the system on packet, which contains the CPU and PCH on one package under this heatsink thingy here. But then I found a little problem. Now I don't have a schematic for this thing, but you have 3 voltage regulator phases here. These 2 are in parallel, and let's have 2 capacitors for extra smoothing, and here is CPU V core. Now, this one, pretty much no voltage on its output. Why? I don't know. When the laptop is powered on, I think there's supposed to be something there, at least. I mean, it was sometimes spiking to a few millivolts, blah, blah, blah. Who knows? Well, so I thought, okay, whatever. Power delivery problem. So, today, 2 things happened. The RAM I salvaged from this thing seems to be the potential culprit for my gaming laptop starting to freeze. I mean, last week it froze a couple times because of a bad flash drive. But today I was studying before my math test, and the laptop froze. Had nothing plugged into it. So I thought, oh crap, must be the RAM from this. And I'm running RAM test 86 of that right now. So far, no errors. Although I'm probably just going to put in the original RAM, that thing, and downgrade from 24 to 16 gigabytes. So, the second thing that happened today is I checked these MOSFETs, random MOSFETs here, because they were the only ones they could find that are super close to a processor. I don't know what this stuff here is. I would have to look, although it's pretty damn hard to... I don't know, those look like some sort of multi-MOSFET packages or something. I'll have to look at what these things are. But in any case, I found a shorted MOSFET there. Let me try and zoom. Yeah, that's an Aeon 7408. So the rightmost pin on it, let me get something important. So the rightmost pin on it is the gate that connects to the chip that drives the MOSFET. These 3 pins are the source, and up here is the drain. All the source and the drain are shorted. Yeah. I'm not kidding. So, shorted MOSFET right there. Now, I just got a message from my dad saying that Aeon components are supposedly junk. He's worked in the electronics industry for quite a while, so he knows what's good and what's bad, so yeah. So this thing is an absolute pile of overpriced junk. Now, I could have taken for the freezing issue to the Geek Squad because I had an extended warranty through them, but after I heard from the guy who changed the fan for me, that Geek Squad will sometimes charge you money to ship the thing out to a contractor, which they will obviously need if they're going to change the motherboard or repair the motherboard. So, yeah. I've practically given up on this piece of junk. I still hold on to it. I don't know why. It still powers on. You can run operating systems through flash drives, although admittedly my gaming laptop runs operating systems from external drives much better than this thing does anyway, so yeah. That would be my rant for this thing. I mean, this thing's given me so many problems. I'm pretty sure that the power issues on this thing might have even started before I played with the power settings and the undervolting and all of that. Because, I mean, why else would it downclock the processor like crazy when the graphics card kicks in full blast? Sounds like a power delivery issue to me. And I really am kind of sad that I can't get my hands on schematics for this. Like, they're all on these paid access only schematic sharing forums, and I'm absolutely not paying God knows how much money for a subscription on some shady website for something that I don't even have the tools or experience to repair. And yeah. So that's about it. Thanks for watching.